program is about creating an intentional culture across the entire organisation. So culture for us is simply the way we do things around here, but it provides a common framework that everyone can work to, so it makes it easier to communicate together, it makes it easier to focus on the shared and common goals and ways in which we go about achieving these goals together. The two things we would like the staff to feel to be able to build upon their sense of self-worth and their value in the workplace was, one, if they come to work and they feel like they're achieving, that they can make decisions, they're valued for the work that they do, and they can achieve and go home and feel that sense of achievement. And the second most important factor is that sense of connection. So if you can work amongst your colleagues and peers and you feel connected and you're working towards achieving the shared and common goals, then again the individual self-worth goes up. So the first behaviour was do what we say we're going to do. And so one of the questions we ask around that is, how would you feel if everyone in the trust was doing what they said they were going to do? Would that be a good place to work in? Would it help us begin to make decisions and take actions if we just followed through on those things we said we would do? Would we feel respected? Would it add to the energy of the trust in terms of being a more positive environment if we were following through on the things we said we would? The second behaviour was listen, learn and lead, which is an important behaviour for the trust as well, with so many people that are working together. You often find that people have a view of how things need to be done, so they'll enter a meeting with a particular agenda of what needs to happen. However, if we wanted to act wisely as a group of people and we wanted to achieve the purpose as best we could, then we need to listen to people's perspectives, because there's a lot of insights and wisdom around hearing the different views that can add to our own view and round out the views that we have. And the thinking is about what's actually in the best interest of the trust. So not what's in the best interest of what you think it should be, but what's in the best interest of the trust. So of course, if we listen to that, and then when we get all the information together, we can say, well, what have we learned by all this collective information that's been gathered during this meeting? And then when we decide on what we think the best outcome is in the best interest of the trust, how do we want to take that and lead? So that was, the behaviour was just, if we all listened, learned and led, would that be a good thing for the trust to do? And would we be able to achieve our own objectives and the objectives, the collective objectives of the trust? The no delay every day was not just for the clinical governance of the organisation, it was also for the comms department, from the HR, from the financial side of the business. If everyone followed through, did what they said, listened, learned and led, and then got on with what they needed to do, can you imagine what the trust would feel like if that was just the way we did things around here? It would create a positive energy. But the things that you have achieved, it's what's going to give you the energy, the focus, the motivation to want to keep going. And we need to celebrate those events. So your fourth behaviour was work together and celebrate together. So we would ask people, if everybody in the trust did what they said they were going to do, they listened, learned from what they heard, and then led accordingly, with no delay, every day got on with the job, and remembered that they were working together as a team, and then celebrated the wins that they had, would that be a nice place for you to work in? That's the value of the 4 behaviours. So we ask only one thing, and that's quite simply, learn ways to positively demonstrate these behaviours. So if everyone is demonstrating these behaviours, you will have the outcome that you seek. The idea is to forget all the reasons why you couldn't, shouldn't and what needs to be done, and focus on how you can.